Hello, I'm Professor Toybox. I've got Princess Leia with me, and today I'm starting a brand new toy box for the second mission of the 1990s Star Wars Dark Forces game, which I'm recreating inside Disney Infinity 3.0. Last time I showed you the cutscene that follows mission number 1, which introduced us to General Mok and his new weapon, the Dark Troopers. We watched from orbit as the Dark Troopers were unleashed on TAC Base, a rebel base on the planet Talay, and we saw a bunch of explosions on the planet's surface. In this mission, we're going to sneak into the ruins of TAC Base and search for some clue to the Dark Troopers, because this was the first the rebels had heard about the Dark Troopers, and they need intel fast. Before I show you my toy box, I want to play through mission number 2 in the original Dark Forces game, so you can see what it is I'm going to build. Okay, here we are on the planet Talay, and there goes Jan Ors in my ship. And we're on the outskirts of the city, so we'll have to make our way into the city. And the power is down, so there's no lights, none of the doors are going to work. And our first objective is to locate the hydroelectric power generator and bring that online. So we'll have to go into the city and find that. And then once we bring the power back online, we can start opening doors and searching through the city for any clue to the Dark Troopers that destroyed this place. And we also have the problem that it's going to be a little bit dark, so we're going to have to use our headlamp. And when we're walking into darkened areas, it's usually a good idea to crouch, because we don't know what we're going to come up against. There's an officer lurking in the shadows up here on the right. If I dash past him, he'll shoot me in the back, the sneak. There we go. Took care of him. So we come up on the rooftop. Take out the guards that we run across. And we come back here to this little area. There's kind of a sniper's nest for the courtyard where we started. That's where Jan Ors just took off from. You can see Talay has a nice purple sky and surrounded by mountains. And the buildings are kind of a white or grayish color. And once again, you can see there's a lot of curved and angled surfaces that are going to be difficult to reproduce in the Disney Infinity toy box. And we can get a first look at the city out that way. Of course, we're being shot at. But that straight ahead is a bridge that goes over the river, and the city is beyond that. And in order to restore power to the city, we're going to have to restart the hydroelectric plant, but we first got to find it. Let me turn on my headlamp here. All right. Kind of makes me a target, but can't be helped. And as I said, the doors don't work because there's no power, so I can't open that door. And there's really nothing else I can do down here at the moment, so I'll go ahead and turn off my headlamp and save my battery power. So we'll jump over the edge here down into the courtyard, and here we go. For some place that's supposed to have been decimated by the Dark Troopers, this place doesn't look too damaged. This is something I think I can improve on in my toy box. We also have some buildings that are covered by roofs, and that's going to cause a problem with the Stormtrooper AI bug in Disney Infinity that makes them jump through the ceilings. I can't see if I'm hitting anything. Oh yeah, there he is. There's somebody down there. Might as well take them out before I head that way. So we come over the bridge into the city. Make sure I don't run over the edge there. It doesn't look like the city's been destroyed very much. I mean, it's dark, but there's really no evidence, just looking at the place, that anything has been destroyed. There's a lot of enemies hiding here in the dark. We'll ignore them for now and head to the back room and out the back door. A whole bunch of stuff there. And here's the hydroelectric plant. So once we start this up, then the power will be on in the city. It's kind of a neat machine with spinning blades, but as I look at this area, it seems kind of plain. There's nothing really here to tell me that this is the hydroelectric generator. I think this is something I can improve on as well in my toy box. And there's some bodies laying around. Reminds me of Luke's aunt and uncle back on Tatooine. I'm not going to be able to put that in the game either because I don't remember seeing any bodies in my toy box. All the stormtroopers are ponied up to the bar here. And I think there's some more in here. Yep. So the way to get to the power generator that we just turned back on, the hydroelectric plant, is through the cantina here, which is kind of an odd layout, but what are you going to do? And now we come out here and the lights are on everywhere. There's a few more stormtroopers roaming around because they know something's up. There's kind of a weird orange building here. And there's all kinds of nice goodies in here. But now that we have the power on, the doors work, so we can open up doors and find our way around here. And that's important because the way to the base, where the rebels are, is over a bridge that you have to move. And the bridge doesn't work unless there's power. Come back here and grab these shield units. Okay, good. Maxed out. Okay, so we come over to this little door, and inside this room is the switch for the bridge. And you can see the bridge out there, and it's kind of a good idea before we head over that way to do a little sniping. Take out some of the opposition here, if we can. There we go. Okay, so now we hit the button, and you'll see the bridge is swinging around. And now we can get over to that little island in the middle. So we'll go ahead and do that next. That's the entrance to the rebel base. Whoa! Little stinkers are trying to ambush me. Alrighty. And that door won't open until the bridge is around. If we hit the button, that door closes. This one will open once the bridge swings around. There we go. And now we can head over the bridge. And now we're at the entrance to the rebel base. And now we have a decision. We've got this grassy area here, which at the moment is kind of empty, but there's a courtyard beyond. And that's going to be full of stormtroopers. But we can kind of take the back way in here. And we can jump in the river here, kind of wade upstream. Get the drop on a stormtrooper that's up here. And now we got to get out of this courtyard, get some cover. I want to hug the wall so those guys on the windows up there can't snipe me off. All right. And now we go through the front door. And this is where it gets interesting. I got a shield supercharge. That's going to come in handy. Perfect. And we'll just make a dash through here. And up the stairs. At a long distance like this, the pistol is best for picking these guys off. It's a little more accurate than the Stormtrooper blaster. Maybe that's why they're such bad shots. Alright. Across the way. Pick up all the guns. And here is the item we came for. It's some kind of big honking weapon. This is the clue we've been looking for to the Dark Trooper. And as soon as I pick it up, Kyle contacts Jan Ors, and she tells him to hurry back to the landing site where she'll pick him up. But there's a few little goodies hiding around back here that we may want to pick up first. You're not authorized in this area. And there's a little hidden switch back here, so if we crouch down and push that, that opens up this little secret compartment in here with some health kits, which is helpful, but I don't really need that at the moment because I'm playing this on easy so that I can get through here. Now we're just going to make a mad dash for the ship and get out of here. Of course, we got a long way to go to get back to the ship, and a lot of reinforcements are going to be mobilizing to stop us, especially if I were playing on the harder skill levels. And you know they're going to be waiting for me out here. But now the store works and we can go through here. There's a little hidden area back over here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Another door with an extra life. So that's helpful. We'll make our way up these stairs. And drop down over here. And we're back to the landing pad. And here comes Jan Ors with the ship. So that's the second mission in Dark Forces. And it's not too bad. There's multiple objectives, and there's a number of things that are going to make this kind of tricky, as I mentioned. So now we'll go take a look at my recreation of this area in Disney Infinity. So here we are in my toy box for Tac Base. I've already done the full build exercise offline, but I'll give you a good look at what I've got so far, and I'll also provide a diagram of the floor plan on my blog so you can build this on your own if you want. I'm going to do my best to duplicate this mission as closely as possible to the original within the limitations that the toy box imposes on me as far as resources and memory space and that sort of thing. I'll show you some of the improvements I plan to make, though. For the sky dome, I'm using the Disney Castle Twilight Sky, which is the closest match I could find to the purple Talay sky in Dark Forces. For the terrain theme, I'm using the World War Hulk power disc, which makes this look like a ruined city, I think much better than the original game even did. So I really like that. The one concern I had with this was that the ground is normally a purplish color and the walls are normally have a greenish hue. But with the lighting in this sky dome, this actually matches the original game pretty closely, I think. So I really like that. For the music, I recommend Anakin's theme from the Moody category and the Boombox properties. It's a sad theme that really fits the ruins you're exploring. The Ghost, which is the ship down there that's going to drop us off, won't normally be sitting there. I plan to make that fly out at the start of the mission and fly back in when the mission is over. And I'll do a video to show you how I set that up. And we'll go ahead and run around in here. These railings are the Escape the Kiln railings, which I think work pretty well. Whoa! And we'll head across the little walkway here. This is one of the little areas that I made a change to. There was kind of an area to run around here before you got up to this railing that looks out over the city. And off to the right, there was a staircase that led down into a room below this. And I'm starting to run a little bit low on memory. I've got plenty to do all the interactive things yet, but I don't think I have enough space to put in all of the things. So I truncated that lower area down into just this little staircase over here, which takes us on down to street level. And this is the courtyard, the balcony up there where we were at. That's the bridge that goes over top of the river. And so we'll head across here and into the city. And for the ruined buildings, these are also from the World War Hulk power disc. And although they look a little bit too modern and not really futuristic, I think it makes this really look like a ruined city. And these are really the main ruined pieces that I have. There's a few over here that I used from Building Sets Group 2, which are fine. With the pieces you have, you kind of have to use what you've got and then use your imagination a little bit. But I really think this looks like a city that the Dark Troopers have completely decimated, and I like that. Over here is the cantina, and we walk into here, and here's the little cantina tables and booths, and a music stage here with some instruments. And these are all interior toys that I brought out for the cantina. And the little back room here leading to the back door, I was able to do that. And this is the hydroelectric power generator. And I think that turned out well. I added some extra objects back here and that waterfall, and I think that really helps convey the theme. And looks a little more detailed, I think, than what we had in the original Dark Forces game, but still remains true to what we had. So you'd come over here and push the button, and then these blades will rotate and the power will come on in the city. And I'll do a video on how to hook that up and make that work. The river here, if you happen to fall in or jump in, there's a stairway at the far end of that you can use to get back out of the river, just like in the original game. And once the generator is back online, we come back through the cantina and back into the city. And over here to the right is the big courtyard. I added another little area down here that wasn't in the game, just to have a few more ruins out here. And if I run low on memory, I'll take that back out. But this kind of small little area here didn't seem too big, and I wanted to make it feel a little bigger. There's a little area up that way. And I'll give you a good view of this from Spark mode before I end the video. This door you won't be able to open. There'll be a door covering this opening. And once you bring the generator back online, you'll be able to open that. That takes you in here to the room where you can rotate the bridge. And that bridge will swing around over to this platform over here. once I push that button. And I'll hook that up in another video. And then we can come around back over here to the bridge entrance. And we'll be able to board it here. And since I don't have that hooked up yet, we'll just kind of use spark mode to scoot across. And as we come around here, here's our grassy courtyard. I did not have a wall with a hole in it, so I used a destructible block there. So if you smash that block, that'll take you into the sewer tunnels that take you around this courtyard up here, which will be filled with stormtroopers if you try to do a head-on assault. And this is the entrance to the rebel base here. That sewer system comes out back over here, and I'll give you a good look at that. Since you saw this in the video, you'll have something to compare it with. So we come out over here. This is where we got the drop on the stormtrooper, and that's the balcony up there where we were being sniped at. And we ran over to the wall and hugged the wall. That's the courtyard we were trying to avoid. And we came around here and hopped up onto this porch and into the front door. And for the balcony texture there, I'm using Star-Lord's Galaxy. I think that provides a nice computer-looking type console that you'd run across. And just like in the original game, you run underneath that and into this hallway back here where there's some stairs that'll take you up into the upper area. And we can then run around this balcony area and into the command center. And again, I got some interior toys I brought out. These are from Hoth, and although that's snow and stuff around them, I thought it could also serve as dust from all of the debris and everything falling from the ceiling. So I think that works pretty good. And I don't have a collectible that looks like a weapon, but this kiln key collectible looks pretty high-tech and fancy, so we're going to use that for the Dark Trooper weapon that we find. And there's some little more areas back over here in the Rebel base that you can go and explore. And it doesn't look quite like the game did, but I had to make do with what I've got. The stairway here, by the way, this is the Halloween Town texture for the stair block. I think that matches the destroyed World War Hulk terrain floor pretty well. And then there's a little room back here. This is where we had to crouch and press a button that opened a hidden compartment in the wall. I'm not going to be able to do that here, but I figure I could put a couple of spark capsules or a couple of spark capsules back there or something. So that's Talay and TAC base, and I think that worked out pretty well. Memory is about 2/3 full, so I've got enough room for the stormtroopers and the different things that I want to put in here. And I'll give you a quick view of this from Spark Mode as we wrap this up. And I know some of you will want a closer look at this, and the floor plan I'll draw up will help, but it'll be helpful to see exactly what I've got here that I've put together. And even with the limited terrain shapes that I've done, or that I've had to work with, I've been able to duplicate the original mission pretty well, I think. I like how the map turned out here. And it even looks, like I said, a little bit more like a destroyed city, so I like that. And here's the overlook to the courtyard. And that door will initially be unopenable because there's no power in the city. And here's the bridge over the river to this little room over here. And then the ruins. I plan to have some smoke effects in here, and I'll do a video on that as well. This is going to look and work very similar to what I did for my Avengers Endgame video. And you'll get to see exactly how I put that together. It'll be a little bit different here. This is the cantina. And the passageway with the staircase. And then the hydroelectric power plant. And again, feel free to pause this at any time so you can get a closer look at things. This little hallway, as I said, was not in the original game, but it adds a few extra ruins, and I thought maybe I could put a spark capsule back here. And then this little room I changed up a little bit. It was much shallower in the original game and looked a little different. I couldn't find a texture I was really happy with, so I left this looking ruined with the ceiling having kind of collapsed. And that's the room. There we go. Get you a look at that from spark mode here. The island with the button. Not really able to put the doors in that open and close behind you, but I don't really think they're needed. So I think the button with 3 walls around it is sufficient. And those sewers come out over here. So those wind around back through here. Connect up with the wall over here, which has the destructible block down there. And you can follow those around to the exit over here. Again, I don't want to linger too long because I don't want this video to be too long. You can pause it at any time to get a closer look and take a look at the width of things and how they're spaced out. I'm going to try this with this part of the ceiling on. These blocks here. We'll see how that works. If I have trouble, I can take those out easily enough. But I thought it'd be nice to have at least a partial ceiling on in here. But again, if those stormtroopers jump up through the ceiling and get stuck on the roof, I'll take that back out. And let's see, I haven't given you a look at the grassy area here yet. Make sure you have a chance to see that. And the river area over here. So for the river, I'm just using the flat blocks from the blocks drawer with the water texture applied. And if you fall in or jump in the river, you can walk down over here and up this ramp, up those stairs, and those come out over here, up in the ruins in the city. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and this first look at TAC Base. I'll work on the interactive portions of this in the coming videos so you can see how to use the Creativitoys to build the hydroelectric power generator and the moving bridge, and how to make the ghost fly out at the start of the mission and fly back in when the mission's over. For now, I'd be grateful if you'd give my video a like, and if you haven't already done so, be sure to subscribe to my channel or sign up on my blog so you can follow my progress as I recreate all of the missions from the original Dark Forces game in the Disney Infinity 3.0 toy box. For those of you who want to build this on your own so that you can play it too in your own toy box, you'll find floor plans and logic diagrams on my blog to help you out. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you.